And here is another channel. These are interesting. Channel, raised bit, channel. Another path I'm tempted to go on, but I'm getting distracted from my original plan, which was to tell you the story of when I saw the Men in Black. Well, it was a summer evening back in about 15 years ago, and I was making a phone call in a telephone box, one of the British red telephone boxes that I think used to be there. So as I was in here, I was looking around. There was hardly anyone about, and I looked, and as I looked, a car came. And I knew instantly that it was weird, because it was an unusual vehicle. They were black, a bit like the vehicle that ZZ Top used in one of their videos on the Eliminator cover, a bit like that. Like there was something out of a cartoon, you know. And inside there were these two strange beings. That's the best way I can describe them, really. They were strange beings. They weren't human. There was something weird about them, really weird. Anyway, I felt creeped out, and they drove off down there. And I thought, okay, that's fine. Then about a minute later, another one came with this same similar kind of blokes in it, all dressed in black, with their hats, all the cliches. That was it. And so I just said, I've got to go, put the phone down, got in my car and drove like off a stick. I haven't seen them before or since, but I'm pretty sure that they appear from somewhere in this industrial estate on account of its position. Anyway, that's the story of when I saw them. I was creeped out for most of that weekend, actually. In fact, I did send messages to people saying, you know, if you don't hear from me, start looking. And there's a good view of an old ha-ha. So now we find ourselves on a bit of a busy track. I'm going to show you a few things. The ventilation shaft's all the way down here. I don't know if I'll be able to get to one. It's been a long time since I came here. In fact, I used to drive my van down here to get wood. You can't drive down here anymore though. Ooh, let's have a look. You know about me and my disappearing off into side paths. Well, here's one. Does that open out where I want to view? No, but that's a wheat field. Yeah, so there's, I want to tell two stories that are kind of linked, but a few years apart. First one started, I lived over the way. Again, all these places I've lived in, amazing places, you know, 300-year-old cottages, wooden houses, showman's wagons, buses, vans, castles, you know. I've lived in some strange places that had long periods of homelessness in between. Through no fault of my own, I might add. What's in here? Yeah, not sure. Hey, hang on. Let's have a look, because there could be a shaft in here. No. Okay. Okay, well, that wasn't worth it then, was it? And a friend of mine was staying, and he was doing a course. Excuse me, I'm putting my shirt down. Oh, yeah, whatever. Anyway, yes, he was doing an Open University course on some environmental thing, and he needed to collect some evidence of gall wasps. Anyway, he came down to nearly to the ha-ha here. The ha-ha here. Here's the ha-ha here. The ha-ha there, over there that we just looked at. Anyway, didn't think anything of it. So, fast forward to, it's funny, this whole video takes place around a number of places that I've lived. Fast forward maybe, let's say about 97, about 3 or 4 years. And I'll continue the story if I reach a vantage point. Well, the place he came to was just the other side of those trees. I think you can get a sense of how old this track might be by the way the stones are here. I mean, maybe if you go back, I can't believe I used to drive my Volkswagen camper van down here. Tell you what, the things you do when you're younger. I remember it did, because I loaded it up with so much wood, it was driving like I was in a rally. It was great. I didn't worry about it then. So, yeah, this is good. This is good. So anyway, we then moved to the village down just over the hill there. And one day, this same friend came to visit. And off we went. We came onto the fields that join with these ones, and we were walking along in a sort of easterly direction. And we were walking along, and my partner, who was with us, she said, oh, that's where I saw that spaceman. And I said, what are you talking about? And our friend, he said, yeah, tell me more. Well, she said, I came over for a walk, and over, way in the distance, I saw this really tall really tall thing, dressed in white with like a space helmet on. And we said, well, what do you mean? What kind of size? So she pointed it out, how far away, and gave us a kind of marker on the tree that we could see, and we kind of went, that's about 10 foot tall. And our friend who was with us, he said, oh, that's weird you say that. We said, why? He said, well, because I saw exactly the same thing when I was out collecting gall wasp evidence. And he saw it. Whatever it was, he saw it bounding over these fields here. Those were his words, bounding. And I said, well, why have you... I said to my partner, when did you see this? And she said, well, you know, sometime last year. And I said, well, why didn't you tell me? That's the kind of thing that would interest me. Of course, I haven't seen anything like it. I've only seen the UFOs. The crop circle making UFOs. So he So yeah, this is the first time I've actually been back to the place to show you. Yeah, there's strange goings on underground here. Maybe there aren't now, maybe they've moved, but they certainly used to be. This is known as England's Area 51. There's a place up in Scotland that makes a claim for being the UK's Area 51, but all the centre of operations was in Rudloe Manor, which is over there, a couple of miles. Well, this is the last part of this. There's some interesting hills on the horizon. I'm not going to deliberately point them out, because the last part of this story is that, is anyone familiar with the Stranglers? If you are, you'll know that they did an album and a song called Men in Black, and an album called The Gospel According to the Men in Black. Now, Hugh Cornwall, the guitarist, he lived around here. I'm in another part of the area. It's still within a couple of miles of, you know, Rudloe Manor. And he used to see things. I used to live a little way down there, so you know, he was one of my neighbours really. And he used to see things, and the stuff he saw and the rumours about what went on at Rudloe Manor inspired the Men in Black during their heroin phase, of course. So that's easy to discredit then, isn't it? Thanks for watching. I hope you've really enjoyed these, because they're just stories of things that have happened. That, do you know, the funny thing is, it's only years later that I kind of realised the significance of these things. Years later. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Ta-ra.